Alert! Incoming! What is that I saw? I do not have time for this.
Well, hey there. Didn't it fancy catching you? You know, it's been a while since we last spoke. How's the job treating you? Things going well? You know, thinking about meeting up with old friends after a while. I met up with my old friend Montgomery Gator. You know, people know him as Monty. He's a stage name for that old rockstar thing. But ever since he picked up that rockstar gig, he never really had time for any of his old friends or hanging out. I was a big fan. However, the other day,
Things can get much.
man, am I glad to see you. You know, I was thinking recently, and we being a children's entertainment restaurant, I think the company should branch into toys. You know, I thought that was an interesting subject, and I thought you could bring it up to your boss, because looking at the children and seeing the toys they bring in, all sorts of wonderful, colorful figurines and collectible action figures and marketable characters. I've thought to myself, you know, a lot has changed between now and when me and Orville grew up back in the 40s. See, back then, safety standards were subpar, and this was made very obvious by a lot of sectors, but more importantly, children's toys were awfully strange. Now, I had a lot of arguments with Orville about this kind of stuff.
Here I come.
Specifically, we had this toy set, and it was, Orville came from a wealthy family, and they could afford all sorts of expensive doodads and doohickeys and thingamabobs and what. And he had this set that was specifically for playing with atoms, I believe. It was something with nuclear science. He was a big fan of this stuff. And you see, at first it sounds interesting because, you know, children love learning. Learning is one of the most wonderful things you can do. I love learning every day. I love sharing my stories because learning is just one of the most beautiful, it's wonderful, it's just magical thing. But Orville, he wasn't in it for the learning. He was in it for the other part of nuclear science, making the explosions and all those things. So he bought this. His parents bought him this set, and we've been playing with it in his backyard at the mansion. And he was sitting, you know, looking at it. He was like, "Hey, Orville." So I'm sorry. He was like, "Hey, Hippo, look at this. Check this out." And he showed me. He put I believe it was some blue rock, and he put it up to another one, and it created this this beautiful, very bright blue. And we thought, you know, at first it was wonderful, and then we fell deathly ill. And it turns out, a couple weeks later, after we'd already played with the toy over again, the toy had been recalled because the scientists up at the stop had discovered that radiation is scientists are wonderful people. I think about scientists all the time. Scientists can be, they can be
Hello?
wonderful people. For example, like, you know, the fellas that brought to the moon, me and Orville, we actually watched the moon landing on live television. When it happened, it was a triumph. It was one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. It was just a beautiful sight to behold. And, you know, Orville thought he's always been a bit of a skeptic. He told me, you know, they're just doing this so they can beat the Russians. They were trying to tell the Russians, yeah, we won. And I told him, you know, Orville, what a party pooper.
It's showtime! Curtain call.
Care to dance?
We meet at last!